Who's brave enough to play Ghost Castle? The victim's journey, room by room. They take their chances. Along the way, anything can happen, and usually does. To win, you must reach the coffin and lay the ghost. No. Will anybody survive Ghost Castle from NB Games?
There's something strange in your neighborhood, who are you going to call? Well, not us. We'd be terrible. This is Time Ram, the Doctor Who podcast that takes a randomly selected Doctor Who story and rams another randomly selected Doctor into it, but not the right one, the wrong one. And that's what makes it funny. Do you see? This week, we're doing the Matt Smith story, Hyde, but with Patrick Troughton, who we haven't had on the show for ages. I'm Paul Ferry, and joining me, as usual, are Rupert Booth.
Evening.
And Barry Williams.
Is it funny yet?
Why didn't you say, and Barry Williams, kind of in the style of, and Lionel Blair?
And Barry Williams.
Got to beat it.
Does that maybe Lisa Goddard? It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's Lisa Goddard, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we haven't done a Troughton in ages.
I haven't done a Troughton in a long time, no.
And when we say done a Troughton, we mean have Troughton on the... We don't mean cheat on our wives and have another family. We mean...
There are many meanings to doing a Troughton. I mean, there are
maybe we should cut that. But yeah, he's very underrepresented on Time Ram.
He is.
He is a bit, yeah.
Is he the most underrepresented?
I think he's probably neck and neck with Jodie Whittaker. In fact, probably overtakes her with this episode. So yeah. So Jodie Whittaker's the most underrepresented Doctor on Time Ram. Not through choice.
No,
just
it's entirely random, folks.
Indeed, mostly, yes.
Indeed, mostly.
Well, apart from when we all just decide, no, we're not doing that, do it again. But we don't put it out there.
Yeah, we'll cut this bit.
Hyde and the Troughton era strikes me as a problem, is that we don't have any two-part stories.
No.
Yeah, it's going to need a lot of adaptation. I mean, for me, the style of it would work as season 5.
Yes.
I'd put it somewhere like Web of Fear.
Stylistically,
but obviously not a
story.
Not a 6-parter.
No, I was thinking that sort of thing as well.
It rattles along
in that season.
It rattles along pretty fast. I reckon you could get 4 episodes at 60s pace out of it. But you know.
I don't know. I wasn't sure there was enough to it. I think there'd be an awful lot of padding, or you invent a subplot.
It needs a lot of work. More work than we usually put into it there. Yeah.
Despite the fact that the scenario is really quite 60s, I think that works superbly in season 5. Exactly. So many bits of it don't. The TARDIS has utility. The TARDIS is used as a device that that can go and do things, and it just wasn't ever a utility back in those days.
And there's an awful lot of it that doesn't bear examination. It makes no sense.
Doesn't bear a lot of examination, actually. No, great atmosphere, fun story. That's acting. Makes need fucking sense, man.
Put more attention into plot logic.
Yeah,
I was tempted to say Zoe rather than Victoria for the companion, just because there's such a lot of pseudo scientific stuff in it. And also because Victoria would be very kind of, oh, Doctor, it's a ghost. Doctor, I'm frightened. Oh, it's dark in here, Doctor. Can we go, Doctor? Oh, Jamie, I'm frightened. Jamie, hold my hand, Jamie. And lost all that shit.
Accurate.
which she does.
Yeah.
All that shit. Yeah,
all
well,
all that Victoria shit.
But then, you doing a ghost story, don't you need someone to be a bit scared to kind of sell it?
Well,
Jamie could be scared of ghosts.
yeah. Well, I mean, also like you were saying though, we just can't do it with Zoe because all the stories are too long. I think we've used the Croutons, which was the only short one.
We haven't used the Crotons. We used the Moon Base and the
Oh,
Underwater Menace, but we are running out of 4-parts really quite quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd be inclined just not to worry about it too much.
Yeah.
Though it feels right for season 5, as you said, Baz, I also agree with Paul's point that Victoria is really annoying a lot of the time. We could shift it into season 4, where we still have the Highlanders and the Macra Terror available, I believe, for some parties. And then of course we get Super Ben, which is always fun. He could fly through the vortex at the end, saving the TARDIS. He can stand the entropy.
Yeah. It's a funny thing with Victoria because I mean you'll all remember as well, kind of in the 80s before all the videos and everything became available. All the books, all the first generation fans, they had an almost disturbing fascination with Victoria, and were always saying she was the best companion ever, and she was amazing, and they wanted her to have their babies and everything, and. But then the few episodes where they're in that did exist sort of came up, and I remember kind of watching them and kind of thinking, is it just me? I just find they're really irritating.
It was the Ice Warriors for me. It was when the Ice Warriors came
Yeah.
because there was, I think, at that point, the most concentrated amount of Victoria we got, because we had what?
Yeah.
No Men 2, and Enemy of the World 3.
Yeah, we had a couple of episodes for that.
Practically. And she's good and evil of the Daleks part 2. She's actually, she's very quickly just before they just resort to her going, i.e. the screen. These warriors are just kind of really annoying.
Yeah, having seen more of her now, it does seem to depend on how she's written, because in Enemy of the World, she's actually really good.
Enemy of the World, I was about to say the same thing. She's really like Enemy of the World, quite. But
I'd say the same thing about Tomb of the Cybermen. She gets some nice stuff to do.
But she is a bit whiny at the
brave.
beginning, though.
Yeah. What are all these knobs?
You kind of forgive that, though, because I mean, in the previous episode, we also have seen her dad shot, and she's been taken to Skaro, and 20 minutes beforehand, she was just having a nice little Victorian chutney sandwich, and then suddenly it's all Daleks and horror and mirrors and David Whittaker. The size of that thing.
I'm sorry your father's been killed. Here, put a short skirt on.
Is that what he said to Jamie as well?
Yes. You too, Jamie.
She adapts to that really quickly for a Victorian lady, doesn't she? She's like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh, I don't know about. Oh, all right then.
She probably just kind of, as it were, channeled Empire. She went, well, there we are. I must have a stiff upper lip now, and I must just adapt to it because that's how it is. And so there, and I'm British.
I've got a stiff upper lip too, Jamie.
She's gone from the 1890s to the 1960s in about 5 minutes. I mean, that's quite the transition.
She's got no upper lip at all. Patrick Troughton, she's got no upper lip whatsoever. If or otherwise, he ain't got one. He's got a kind of a perineum. Is it a perineum? Is that the right bit?
Perineum? I don't think so.
No, the perineum's located elsewhere. Oh, sorry.
The perineum's located elsewhere. Yeah.
And I don't want to think about Patrick Troughton's perineum.
But you put it in there now.
There's the name for the episode.
For the world. Patrick Troughton's perineum.
It must be.
Make it sound like a 70s sitcom.
I'm waiting Robert Asquith to turn up, yeah. Climb in through the window and go, all right, what's that?
Oh,
it's Patrick Troughton's perineum. Oh.
And his trousers fall off.
Yeah. Have we decided on a story or anything useful like that?
No.
We may have got distracted, but I mean...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I heard Macra Terror mentioned. Obviously, I've posited Web of Fear, and then there's also season 6. So
it comes down to which companion we want, doesn't it? Or companions. I could totally see it in the Web of Fear slot, except 6 episodes, and Victoria. That's what's going against it there.
We haven't done any Victoria stories yet.
No, it doesn't really, is it?
Are there any full bars in that?
Tomb of the Cybermen.
Tomb of the
In the
Cybermen.
Cybermen, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm easy either way, really.
I'd stick it in Macra because Super Ben.
Super Ben.
He's going to be able to do
Super
all the
Ben.
stuff with the ropes and shit, isn't he? Because he's
Yeah,
a
he
sailor,
can do loads of stuff.
sailor.
Yeah.
Ropes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, true.
Ropes. Stand back, love. Oh, and do ropes.
Does he open his shirt at that point?
Yeah.
Underneath his ropes.
For the hell of it.
Like Popeye. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have some plot.
Macra Terror. All right. Okay.
That's the exciting thing. There's nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Okay. Well, we're open. It's a spooky house in 1974, and I would posit this is probably most of episode 1 for me because we got Professor Palmer there, and is Professor Alec Palmer and his assistant Emma Grading, and they're searching for ghosts.
Peter Barkworth. No, let's have Peter Jeffrey. Let's have Peter Jeffrey out of Macra Terror, actually. That's that time.
Okay. Yeah. And the German guy as Emma Grading. Yeah.
What? The German guy?
The German. I forgot.
Gerten Klauber.
That would have been really good if I could remember his name.
Best casting we've ever had. Come, Emma, look at the display. Yeah.
So this is the pre-credit, isn't it? Excellent, good cast, brilliant.
Nice.
Yep, and they're in love, so great.
You realise you're going to get no argument. That's just going to stay how it is from now on. That's the casting now, Gerten Klauber.
I'm happy. So there's a scary manifestation, basically, end of episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Except we probably should have some scenes in there with the TARDIS crew, because I mean, the 60s format, we would definitely have them in the.
It wouldn't start with them just coming to the door. That definitely wouldn't happen.
No, we're going to have some scenes in the TARDIS. Yeah.
What's the preceding story? We've done the moon base, you say?
We've done the moon base. Yeah. What do we replace it with? That's a really good question. Let me check my notes. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Did you see the match?
Okay, so
yes, I like that sport.
Good. I also enjoyed the sport. The kicking and the mud.
So the kicking and the gouging. We in the Underwater Menace slot, we had A Good Man Goes to War.
Right, yeah. God.
In which I think it's now been established that Polly was pregnant or possibly even had a baby.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had, in the Moonbase slot, we had Sleep No More.
Right.
All right, yes.
Did Polly stay in the TARDIS in that one and Delta Wave augment by any chance with her baby?
Baby's gone. No,
Baby's gone.
Baby gone. Baby stolen.
Baby stolen.
Baby River Song.
Oh, yeah, of course. Baby stolen. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we gave Sleep No More a bit more of a happy ending, so which is quite nice. Yeah. So I think the slate is fairly
okay. We're starting from scratch,
clear.
Are we? There's no cliffhanger to come in from or anything. Right.
Not that I can remember. Yeah.
Well, I think we have a tendency on those wonky beds from the Web Planet and the construction and stuff where Ben and Polly are talking about baby gone. In really pragmatic 60s terms, kind of cheer up, love. Kind of no, well, yeah, you will. All right, good, and that's it. That's all we get.
I think there'd be a manifestation in the TARDIS as they pass through the whatever the time corridor.
There's got to be something that kind of draws them there, isn't it?
Yeah. And they think the Doctor's like, we must find out where that manifestation.
Well, he can't steer the TARDIS, can he?
He gets
so you get the manifestation
along.
And it sets it all to wonk like in the Moonbase and drags it down again like in the Moonbase.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
It probably looks like Vina in Time Lash when she kind of goes, pirouette through the console room. Utterly ridiculous. It'll look like that, I think.
I haven't watched a lot of Time Lash in a long time.
Yeah. I quite like Venus TARDIS pirouette.
I don't mind Time Lash.
I don't mind Time Lash. I don't mind it.
Yeah, yeah.
It wouldn't be half as good without Darrow, though, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
Darrow just makes
it. Absolutely wouldn't. Yeah.
Excellent. So they get pulled down to this country manor, I guess, really, don't they?
Yeah.
Probably sort of lands either in the manor or in the gardens.
Let's say in the gardens, so we've got a bit more time for them to get there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A bit of nighttime location filming, which I did do occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there going, oh, Duchess, it's US. And Jamie's
there. It just comes out fully armed, kind of going, oh, I didn't like the sound of that lady. Was she a lady? Well, it's kind of manifestation thing, isn't it? I don't know what would it look like.
Was the grey piper?
He probably thinks it's the fact. He'd be really fucked off about the whole thing. He wouldn't be down with ghosts at all.
Yeah, no.
Aliens and shit he's fine with, but ghosts is just, nah, that's beyond.
Yeah. Ben's there going, come on, chum. Ain't the fucking piper.
Trying to rugby tackle the doctor to the ground and drag him back to the TARDIS.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to track down where this is coming from. Maybe the doctor's built something.
He'll have a little dial.
Yeah.
A little dial. He'll have a dial. Yeah. Excellent. So, yeah, they kind of, they make their way to the house.
Yeah. They maybe encounter some of the manifestation out here that presents a threat to them. Again, just to affect the runtime.
Yeah. There is a lack of threat.
There is a lack of threat. There is a lack of threat, and we're going to need more of it for a four-parter.
Yeah, definitely. There's something following them through the woods. That's probably as much as we can manage at this point. Yeah.
Either that, or there's some kind of they're terrified because something's following the woods, and it turns out to just be a badger or something, and you have one of those. Ha ha ha! It's just a badger, Jamie.
The trouble is, it doesn't work, does it? Because Super Ben will just turn around and go, "Here, let me look with my infrared eyes." And
I don't think he's got his superpowers anymore. Not since he disgorged Susan's ring, so he's fairly normal.
It's so difficult to remember our timeline.
He kind of remembers having special powers, doesn't he?
Right. Okay, fine. So it's just ordinary Ben.
Yeah.
Ordinary Ben.
Right.
Just, well, there's nothing ordinary about Ben.
Well, he can do knots. He can do ropes.
Ben.
Extraordinary Ben.
Extraordinary Ben, but not as extraordinary as it was before when he didn't go to Susan's ring.
Slightly less extraordinary Ben.
Yeah. Significantly less extraordinary Ben.
Yeah, presently we had him pass the ring, so it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, right. So yeah, badger.
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 Old hit. Yeah, okay. So I guess they knock on the door.
Yeah.
The doctor can do something funny, ask for a cup of water or something. And it gets to meet Professor Alec Palmer. Yeah. Is it 1974?
I think it is. Future year 1974. Yeah.
That's future.
He's kind of a war veteran. Yeah. He's the war veteran, so he'd be a war veteran from the First World War. They could set it in 1937.
Randomly specific.
I don't know.
Korea. He's in Korea.
In Korea?
Yeah.
He's got a career?
No, he was in Korea. The Korean War.
He could be a spy. He could just be a spy, like an ex-Bond.
Just thinking what would be a similar setting if you're making this in 1966 to when they were making it in 2013.
I think he's a scientific advisor to some new bunch that's been set up to like combat alien threats and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And he's really thinking about it. And so's Gert and Klauber. As Emma.
So we probably take a little bit longer to peel back what they're about.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously they're ghost hunters.
Yeah.
Alec and Gerson.
Yeah.
I think Troughton will be a bit dismissive about that because 60s Doctor Who is very science oriented.
Yeah.
It's a bit more science.
It's not ghost. There'll be some perfectly reasonable scientific explanation.
I think if we needed more cast to kind of pad things out a bit, because the writer of this, Neil Cross, he deliberately made it a limited cast. That's why there's very few people in it. But over 4 episodes, that's going to be quite difficult.
It is tricky. I was thinking we're going to need more people to be doing more shit.
So maybe the homeowner is someone else because they're to keep things efficient. They have Alec Palmer owning the place, which is a bit It's one of those unlikely things about it. So you could have the actual owner there somewhere.
It's going to be some posh
Who?
person, isn't it?
I thought a posh
Some
lady,
posh person.
lady
Yeah.
Spelmer's
Lady what?
I don't know. Lady. I came up with lady. I have to do the rest of the name. Lady. Excellent.
Lady Mirren.
Lady Mirren.
Lady Mirren.
She's a bit young to be Lady Mirren in the Troughton era.
She's a young, hot Lady Mirren. Jamie's immediately perking up. Jamie's like, "What? Right, lass."
I was gonna say Irene Handel, but I think we already had her. She was Polly's mother or something, wasn't she?
She was Polly's
I think
mother.
she was.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, we can't bring her back. Yeah, as Jamie's girlfriend. That's not going to work.
Mount.
No.
Who's the other old battle axes from the 60s?
Who's in the Afghanet thing?
Dandy Nichols.
Dandy Nichols.
Oh, we don't like them ghosts.
Actually, Dandy Nichols as Lady, I totally get behind. Yeah. Jamie may have to perk down again.
Yeah, Ben's there. Go. That's yours, my son. So we get introduced to the professor's equipment.
Right.
The prof, he's got all his equipment there, all his whirling stuff and his screens. And Gerton's a bit of a psychic, as opposed to a sidekick. And I guess we can kind of get to the end of episode 1 at this point. We can kind of, having introduced them a little bit, we can get to the scary manifestation. Doors slam open and some shit goes down.
Good Caliber as Emma. I can't get past that. Lovely imagery.
You're allowed to recast Gurn if you want. And the Gurn is not set in stone.
I'm down with it. I'm totally down with it. It's one of my favorite things so far.
He wouldn't be called Emma though, would he? Be Ernst or something?
No, he's Emma.
Ernst.
Yeah, I just
Ernst
no,
Grayling.
he's playing Emma. Just never mention it. Leave it like that. Never questioned. Fine.
Spoilers, we do later encounter a character who is a descendant of Professor and
Yeah.
Emma.
Donald Pleasence has talents.
It really does. So I guess episode 2, here we are.
Why don't we replace him with I can't remember the name.
You're not getting Shawcraft to build another thing.
No, she was in Star Maidens. She was the daughter of a German film actor, quite famous German film actor. Oh, it's gonna really bug me now. I can't think of who she was.
We need to Google Star Maidens.
Yeah.
You always be careful when Googling Star Maidens.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Actually, you'll probably just get lots of pictures of Gareth Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out. I'm just typing in Star Maidens and see what happens. It does actually bring up the TV series.
Yeah.
So there you go. Judy Geeson was in it. Christine Kruger.
That's it. She's Hardy Kruger's daughter.
Right. There you go. Christine Kruger. Brilliant. I don't
know how old she'll have been at that time either. She might have been quite young, but never mind.
How about casting Julie Christie then?
She's born in 45, so she'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Julie Christie.
Julie Christie was a massive star by 1966.
She was, but that hasn't usually stopped us. And she is more likely than Gerton Klauber. So
they'd never have got any work out of Troughton with Julie Christie on set.
Oh my God.
It'd just been a puddle on the floor. Help me, Jamie.
Well,
he goes, I like girls. Yeah. Well, I'm happy to stick with Christine Kruger. It seems more plausible. We can go for plausibility occasionally. There's nothing to stop us, Okay. Well, yeah. The original kind of manifestation obviously disappears because that was just for a cliffhanger.
Okay.
So we learn that Emma is a psychic, and we also get some backstory on the professor, who, as we know, is a war hero.
It'll be Ben, won't it? It'll be Force's men.
Yeah.
Talking about Force's things in forcey ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow anything to do with Star Wars.
Well, Jamie's off with Dandy Nichols, just sort of.
I think Jamie's just cowering in the corner, and Danny Nichols is kind of soothing his brow, bringing him a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea, dear.
Calm down.
All the servants have left. It's only lady left.
Lady. Yeah.
Maybe if Dandy
Yes,
Nichols
indeed.
is lady, maybe at the very end, Lord Lady can turn up and it's Mitchell.
Nice.
You
Nice.
silly moo!
Maybe Lord
We loved that
Lady's
in Bradley House for years.
I think Lord Lady's been trapped within the alternative realm.
Yeah, it's a love story across time and space. Yeah.
It'll be like the reverse of I Mud. It'll be like, he turns up and starts haranguing her and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I really preferred it when he wasn't here.
We also get some stuff with the professor thinks that the Doctor is military intelligence, or at least he does with with Matt Smith because he's got the psychic paper. Maybe he doesn't think that. Maybe
as soon as Troughton opens his gob, though, you'd make a thing out of it. You'd have him just not listening to the Doctor at all, not paying any attention to him until the Doctor just comes out with scientific statements above him enough to make him realise, shit, what? And then just sits there kind of steepling his fingers, looking smug. Inconsequential. Like the whole bit with just going in, like into the Cybermen going, oh yeah, that's how you solve the logic problem, but don't do it though.
Yeah. Polly's there going, we should go, Doctor. And he's like, no, we must stay.
There are some corners of the universe that bred the most terrible things and that sort of bit.
Yeah. Maybe not this way, but the professor's eventually persuaded to show them his research. They're in Caliban House. Caliban House. It's appropriately named. And it's got its ghost. It's called the Caliban Gast. And he's got loads of pictures of her. I mean, she's the most photogenic ghost ever. Loads and loads of pictures of this screaming female figure. And she always looks the same.
I think these pictures will look pretty much the same. In this year, it'll be quite scary.
Yeah.
Eerie,
I mean, the first half of this story is properly scary. It's quite.
And in black and white, it'll be very effective.
Yeah. I think that's probably why I was going back to the Web of Fear, which, it's kind of got that atmosphere, isn't it? Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah. Who did the Macra Terror? It was
he only did the one story.
Oh, okay. Right. So we don't know what he's like.
It looks quite inventive in the telly snaps and camera scripts and so on. I think it was quite inventively directed.
Well, that's a scary story. So it's kind of obviously he was doing something right.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Turn the lights down. Get some glowing eyes and come out of the darkness at you.
Absolutely.
That's the sort of thing they could do then. Yeah.
And the whole torture scene of Medoc going around on that big spinning wheel with strobe lights on his face, that's quite different.
Yeah. That is inventive. Yeah. So they've got this ghost there. She's also called the Witch of the Well, which is a bit weird because there's no well.
There's no witch.
There's no witch.
Yeah.
Well, she might be a witch. No witches, no wells.
But one who.
When I was watching this, at first I was kind of thinking, I don't think they'd do a ghost story in that era. And then I kind of realized it's only a couple of years away from like Escape into Night and the Owl Service and stuff like that, which is like really properly spooky, So, and they were just heavily slots.
Yeah, this story was heavily influenced by the Stone Tape, apparently.
Right.
Commercial time.
We are going on a journey, a very long journey, through the world of the Target novelizations and publication order. Every week, we are looking at a new book, talking about Terrence Dicks, Malcolm Hulke, and all our Doctor Who novelization friends. Whatever you do, keep turning the pages. This is Jason Miller of the Doctor Who Literature Podcast, a member of the Direction Point Podcast Network, and you are listening to Woof Time Ram.
The writer Neil Cross, he wanted to have Professor Bernard Quatermass in it,
Uh-huh.
but obviously they couldn't get the rights to that. But that's why we have Professor Alec Palmer.
I doubt they'd have got the rights in the 60s
No.
because Neil just hated Doctor Who.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I do. He hated most things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Quatermass conclusion is just one long "Get off my lawn, you fucking kids."
To an extent. To an extent, yeah. I watched that fairly recently, actually.
So did I. Yeah.
I hadn't seen it for years and years and years, and it is a bit, yeah.
Yeah. It's quite angry, old man. Yeah.
All right, Nigel, calm down. Nicely shot, though.
You can tell, though, that even though that was made in like 1980, he's still fuming from the late 60s, isn't he? Because he's still fuming about hippies and
Yeah. Get hippies.
Bloody Bader-Meinhof.
Jimi Hendrix. So, for a spooky effect, some of the TARDIS crew decided to explore the house with candles.
Mhm.
I guess it doesn't. I mean, it's the Doctor and Clara, obviously, in original.
Right.
But we can split people up. We can do a couple of separate plot. I don't know what the other plot line is, but we can do some stuff to fill the running time.
You don't want to explore the other side of the house.
Yeah, maybe they explore different parts of the house. Yeah.
Why did they do that in the original?
Why did they explore the house?
Mhm.
I'm not sure really.
Right. I did watch it earlier, but I couldn't. I thought, I've missed that bit, but actually it isn't there, maybe?
Maybe it isn't. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. They
Well,
just
the
died
Doctor
there,
gives
but
them
wander
all
around.
little tiles with lights on and says, I need to triangulate things.
Perhaps that's what he needs to do. He needs to triangulate things. Yeah.
You need to place these at the like triangle places.
Yeah.
That's wise. That's wise triangulation. Begin.
Yeah.
Good. There we are.
Jimmy, you wait here.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's assume that the Doctor and Polly decide to explore one part of the house. Ben and Jamie. Ben and Jamie in the other part of the house. Yeah. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, because Jamie would, if Jamie was with Ben, he'd kind of pull himself together a bit because he wouldn't want to appear like pathetic in front of Ben, would he?
Yeah.
So he'd.
And therefore in front of Polly, because that's what they're both really interested in.
Yes.
which one appears better to Polly? That's clearly the force there. And she isn't interested in either of them. She's got the Doctor.
No. Yeah. She's hanging on his every word. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like Emma and the Professor, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good anymore, is it?
It's not good anymore.
Unless Christian Kruger talks like that too. Yeah, Doctor.
Look like Arnie Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
Get the ghost. Yeah, so there's lots of opportunities for jumps and scares here, I suppose. There is definitely things moving in the shadows. There's some quite subtle shots of stuff moving around behind them and twitching the curtains.
Maybe we could have a Scooby-Doo hand kind of going.
Yeah.
Reaching out and just missing.
And Ben and Jamie start running.
I think we should have some eye stalks. We should have some eye stalks with glowing eyes on, just to homage the Macra Terror. They don't have to be attached to anything. They're just, they're coming out of a wall or something.
Just all subtly there, like pipes, just eye stalks.
Yeah.
And the creatures at the end could be Macra, couldn't they? Macra in love.
Macra in love. Yeah.
Macra in love. Oh my shit.
Yeah. I mean,
well, you know what I'm like about Macra.
It creates a slight continuity conundrum in that we know that the Macra come in the story, the Macra Terror, which is, of course, appeared, Tom Baker, which is a Tom Baker story.
Has the Doctor categorically not met them before?
Unless, Gridlock comes before this. I don't know.
I don't know. We could make them Macra. It'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe they get introduced here. Maybe,
They're in something else. What were the security Macra? Oh, that was Sarah Jane Adventures, wasn't it? The security Macra.
Yeah.
Security Macra?
It's in the Christmas special, wasn't
We
it?
did do that in a Christmas special, yeah.
The security kitchen.
Probably not entirely canonical.
I want to play the uncanonical security Macra. Like really embittered, it would be after a security job had ended. He just goes around solving crimes.
Yeah.
It sounds like a prog band, doesn't it? Non-canonical security Macra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's another potential title for this episode, let's put it that way.
Good. That means we'll get kind of like claws waving in the background occasionally.
Yeah, just the occasional claw wafted in through the window.
Like cliffhanger.
Let's get some genuine jeopardy in here. So we got angry Macra around.
Angry Macra.
Might slip off their
Lurking
benefits.
in the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
we'll do what?
There must be kind
benefits.
of stealth Macra. They're kind of not being heard.
I do love how we've enlarged the Macra lore on time.
Yeah.
Security Macra, stealth Macra.
And the stealth Macra just sort of creeping across the ceiling.
Keep creeping. I mean, they'll be kind of rumbling across the ceiling. That's how the killing was to drop on you.
Drop on your head, just crush your skull. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Control of you, actually, I mean, the size of a Macra. Oh, but they're then stuck upside down, or are these stealth Macra really good at kind of righting themselves as they fall?
What, they're like a cat?
If the Macra lands upside down, it's going to be fucked.
It's there all day. Yeah.
Isn't it? Looking at oh dear. Can someone let me claw? Dave Macra, come on, push me over, will you?
That's why they're stealth Macra. They're like ninjas, they just and then they're fine.
Right, so they can do aerial acrobatics.
Yeah. Like I've forgotten the name of that film now.
Aliens.
Crouching Tiger,
Hidden Macra.
Hidden Macra. It's exactly like
now
that.
there's a title.
Nice. I'm totally down with this, right?
Yeah, just wait till they get the fight scene in episode 3. Yeah. Great. Okay, so yeah, we get some spooky stuff basically, and then particularly in the music room. It's meant to be the heart of the house, apparently, and there's a cold spot.
Yes.
Yeah. They actually wouldn't be able to do the freezing breath in the 1960s, would they?
No, but I could totally see Troughton doing the same sort of dances back and forth, going hot, cold, that sort of it.
Yeah. He'd do
Absolutely
that.
doing that.
Yeah. Drawing a circle on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold spot. Yeah. So yeah, there's spooky stuff. There's temperature drops all over the house. There's kind of the house is making what they call angry noises. Get off my lawn.
Is it Nigel Neal in Mouseful?
That's exactly what it is.
Daddy hippies.
I ain't Doctor Who.
When he's finished writing, he reverts to being a house for a bit. So, I'm knackered with writing now. I'm a mansion now. Wonder what Judith Kerr made of that. Especially living. It tasks me. I've never thought of that before about how marriage would be with someone who turned into a mansion half the time. Grumpy mansion.
Yeah, they need a very understanding partner. Yeah,
not even a happy mansion.
Happy mansion sounds like a kind of soft play for kids, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Come on, kids, let's go to the happy mansion.
Yeah, happy mansion. Yeah. You kind of Ronald McDonald-esque clown type sinister things. Dancing around in front, going, "Come on, happy mansion's fine. It's not Nigel Neal in mansion form, I promise."
So, I guess we've also got some scenes here with the prof and Emma. We're kind of establishing here.
I'll never get Gerton out of my head. I'm sorry. Emma is Gerton Clabber for me. She's stuck like that.
I was going to say, this is the scene where we establish that she's properly in love with him. It's kind of played fairly obviously. He's kind of a sort of a James Bond type, isn't he?
People do not talk about feelings. They should.
Ich liebe dich.
Yeah, my voice is nothing like Gurton Claber's voice. I don't know what that's nothing like he was.
No. After this stuff happens, what are Ben and Jamie doing? Are they doing the same sort of thing?
They're probably also encountering random claws and things.
Random claws. Yeah.
They're stopped in the kitchen for a sandwich with about 5 layers.
So they're running from Dandy Nichols. Lady,
In
they're
deference
going,
to Scooby-Doo.
Is Lady rubbing the corridors as well then?
yeah. She's going to be behind it, isn't she? She would have got away with it too if it wasn't for these meddling kids.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So yeah, we do need the scene, don't we? With Ben and Jamie sort of scuttling and running, and the corridors just constantly repeating.
Yeah.
What their legs go.
This is a bit episode 3 of the Space Museum.
Yes.
Well, the Macra emit gas, don't they? So we can just have them being gassed.
Yeah.
Through the gas.
Yeah. They're getting gassed into submission, but they escape. Yeah.
We're gassed and clawed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a ghostly mist. That's no mist. That's a bloody gas.
The fucking massive crab, mate.
Eventually, they make their way back to the professor and Emma.
Massive gas.
They're going to do a thing. They do a thing.
There's the Doctor and Polly at this point. Have they made their way back as well, or are they just still?
I think they all do. Yeah, I think they must all
They
do.
all do, right? They all just run away from the claws and the gas.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
I would.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I suppose run from a Macra. I might not. I might want to go and measure it first and just get all the dimensions. But then I might run from a Macra. That'd be nice.
Even if it's coming at you with its claws.
Well, it wouldn't come very quickly. You go to the side. What's it going to do with its claws? So its claws by the front.
It'd do a 3-point turn and get you.
Well, I can do a 3-point turn faster than Macra. I'm absolutely sure of that. Just jump on top of the Macra and then it could do fuck all to you. Unless those horny prong type things are telepathic, I've often wondered if they might be. Because they do seem to have some kind of general mind control thing going on in the colony.
Yeah,
they do.
So
Yeah,
we're getting off the plot. We're getting
getting into your Macra obsession. That's what.
Yes, we are. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And long may we do so. Anyway, where are we at?
I'm assuming we're kind of getting near the end of episode 2 because we get another.
We're not in episode 3 yet.
No, not yet. No.
Yeah, I thought we were in 3. All right.
Oh, okay. No. There's another sort of climactic scene where they use Emma Grayling's psychic powers, and a portal appears.
Yeah.
And we see a woman running through some woods and screaming, "Help me!"
Great cliffhanger.
Very cliffhanger, I think. Yeah.
Presumably the Macra are advancing now. We could have a countdown going on. They're getting closer and closer. They know where they are now. They know that they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Stealth Macra.
Stealth Macra.
Ready to fall on you.
Don't look up, Polly.
So I'm guessing the portal would be just a sort of mixing thing or a sort of lighting effect.
Yeah.
A bit of Lumikey. Yeah.
Possibly a bit of howl around going on.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Quite likely.
So this happens, and they kind of take a little bit of a break after this. There's a bit of conversation with in the original version, it's Clara sort of talked to Emma about her feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Feelings. They didn't do feelings in the 60s, but that's what they talk about.
Might have done.
They might have done.
Good. Might have insisted to talk about feelings.
And there's quite a nice scene with the Doctor helping Palmer develop his photos.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about his experiences during the war.
Mm-hmm.
But the Doctor has a thought. He takes his camera. I don't know quite how we do this because certainly in the original version they go into the TARDIS and then they travel the entire history of the Earth in the TARDIS, which is controllable and goes where he wants.
Yeah.
I was thinking what he might do instead of that is they would just replace that with the Doctor investigating the kind of library in the old house and finding all these old books and logs and journals and things and finding pictures and things and that.
I thought about the time scanner, which is
Mm.
mentioned once in the end of the moon base leading into the Macra, funnily enough. And it's like, kind of, if you had a device like that, wouldn't that be useful? You could scan through time. That's exactly what's going on here. So they could use the time scanner.
Yeah.
Which basically means we've got a telly stuck in a corner.
Yeah. That's a lot more doable, really, isn't it? Yeah.
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 And they kind of like Quatermass in the Pit, where they connect the helmet up and they get the Martians. That sort of thing is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Similar sort of thing going on, and you could spend a lot of episode 3 doing that and building up to it, and then showing some healing model shots of the origin place or whatever.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to put it on Dandy
Sure.
Nichols though, because she's the one who lives there.
Excellent. Excellent. We totally. So we'll put a Spears helmet on Dandy Nichols and generates pictures of Macra.
Yeah. Through time.
I'm watching the fuck out of episode 3.
Yeah, sounds great. So they end up with this kind of time-lapse photography of this woman running through the woods.
Mhm.
The Doctor seems to know all about her in the kind of 2013 version, but that's not quite sure how he knows that. That's a bit dubious. So I'm just reading through the stuff that we're not going to be using now. The scenes with Clara going, "Look, we're all ghosts to you," and the Doctor says, "You're the only mystery worth solving."
Yeah, that's
which
not
is
happening, is it?
That's not happening. No,
He knows exactly who Polly is and where she's from and stuff. There's no mystery at all.
No, Polly's lost her mystery. Yeah,
long since.
Long since.
But never her luster. So maybe, all right, maybe we can bring this in with the whole triangulation thing and the dials with lights on. Maybe what he's been triangulating is time energy or time displaced energy or something like that, and that that leads him to the conclusion: she's a time traveler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then Dandy Nichols can kind of give him the lowdown, the skinny.
Yeah.
Okay. God, make an horse sick, that would. Right. Okay.
I'm just picturing her while all this is going on. She's just sitting there with a cup of tea and a sauce, just sipping her tea while all this is going on.
Occasionally peering at people over some spectacles like that.
Oh,
fancy.
Massive crabs.
You don't say. So, obviously we end up with this stop motion of this woman running from something, presumably a Macra.
Mm-hmm.
And the Doctor concludes that she's not a ghost; she's a woman that's trapped in a pocket universe. Did they do pocket universes in the 1960s? I don't know. She's in another time stream somehow.
Could be a dimension.
Dimension. Yeah.
Everything's dimensions in the 60s.
Dimensions. Yeah.
Up another dimension.
Yeah. So, they need to save her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, they need to build more equipment. There's excuses given for why they can't use the TARDIS, but that's fine in the 60s. But
we don't need no. There's absolutely, we're fine. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, that's good.
I would think we intersperse this with shots of the Macra advancing. We found the room now and starting to, Jamie and Ben have to go and pile furniture and things up against the doors.
Yeah. This is
starting that kind of, we can't hold them forever bit.
Real base under siege stuff. Yeah.
Base under siege, absolutely.
Yeah. We need some kind of disposable characters who get killed off at this point. Butler gets eaten by Macra. The butler.
Right. It just comes to work, so it's Monday morning now. It's kind of like, morning, lady. Aye, Macra.
He's just turned up. Oh, the postman. The postman turns up.
Postman.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Just
he sticks the mail through the slot and it gets sucked after it.
The claw comes out and just grabs it.
Pulls him through the letterbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doesn't get pulled through the letterbox, does he? I mean, all that could happen here is that a claw comes smashing through a balsa wood door and kind of waves thinking,
Yeah, okay.
Puts his head into the claw and goes, ow. But still.
Yeah. It's a shame because as he was being pulled through the door, you could have him going, "It's going to be signed for."
I think it's worth spending a bit of money doing some Ealing filming to accomplish that scene just for that gag.
Yeah.
You need to have some location work of him coming up the drive, and there's a sign saying "Beware the dog," and he's like, "Ah,
Yeah,
not been
yeah.
a dog here for years."
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. The next sign's like "Beware the crab." Okay, so we kind of, I guess we need to build some tension. Well, there's Macra stalking them, so there's some tension. They kind of strap Emma into this new device, which then creates a portal. So the Doctor and
everyone,
they all jump through, all of them.
Yeah. No, they don't. Obviously, that was crazy.
Yeah. Ben. The Doctor and Ben jump through the ball. Yeah.
He wouldn't have all the fancy harness stuff. I think at best he'd just have a bit of rope around his waist and step in.
Oh no, Ben's standing behind and doing the knots, isn't he, in the ropes?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's doing the rigging.
Maybe just the Doctor. The rest of them could all stay there. Polly's got important coffee to make.
Could he take Jamie with him? Jamie's like, I want to feast me for you, Doctor.
What's the point of taking Jamie with him then?
To give him something to do. Well, Clara goes with him in the original version, so it's useful to have someone there for him to talk to.
Okay, fine, yeah.
So,
doesn't she turn up in the TARDIS, though?
Possibly.
Okay.
She turns up in the TARDIS, or is that later?
This is later on. That's later on.
All right.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing, Paul. I was getting...
Yeah.
No, the first time they both go through. Yeah.
Why do we need someone to go there? There's no one there. But yeah.
We established that the wormhole is the well, which is a bit of a stretch, but apparently that's the case. So they arrive certainly in the original version, in some spooky woods. I've got a feeling, in the 60s they might just arrive in a spooky version of the manor. I don't know.
I just thought it kind of studio, like the Mind Robber, which is
some corridors.
I was thinking of Mind Robber.
Some mist.
When I was watching this, I thought of the Mind Robber, absolutely. I think it'll be somehow a bit like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Basically just a black backdrop.
Well, if you wanted something a bit more visual, maybe like something from an episode of the Avengers, the house that Jack built or something like that.
We haven't got the money for that by this point.
No, fair enough. Yeah,
quite a lot of mana sets. Macras aren't cheap.
There is that. Yeah. I mean, they're cheaper than fiberglass.
Donald Pleasence's.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Fiberglass Donald Pleasence's are quite expensive.
Quite expensive.
There's both things.
And they cost a lot to store as well. It's
yeah.
I
mean, that's why I didn't survive into the 70s. That's why I never got to an exhibition. I just chuck it in the end.
Well, yeah. Every week they're going to Innes Lloyd. Look, you're going to use this again. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, there's a memo. There's a recommendation from the storeman at Ealing saying something like, we've got 3 Chumblies, we've got 5 Daleks, there's 2 Dalek control panels, and there's a massive Donald Pleasence. Which one do you want to keep? Get the Daleks.
It eventually turns up in an episode of Rent-A-Ghost in the 70s. It's completely fucked and painted green or something.
Yeah. Couldn't believe Euron said turning up in EBC1. That was extraordinary. It's just utterly ridiculous. It's strange to be trying to puzzle out what it was from Master Plan 2, but it's always moving. You don't really get any decent shots of it. And then suddenly, oh look, there it is in colour. It's that. Thanks.
Okay, so they arrive in this void basically, and they search for this woman who we established is called Hilla Tarkarian. She's from the future.
Yeah, she is.
She is. And then eventually they find her basically. I mean I
think she's a Shimmering Queen. She's dressed like Shimmering Queen. She's dressed totally like Delta. So in my head, canon, Shimmerins eventually developed time travel technology, and she's a future Shimmering, descendant of Delta.
I think she would be something more exotic in the 60s. I think it's a very modern thing that she's just a person.
She's an alien.
Yeah.
Sensorite.
But not actually a Sensorite. I said like a Sensorite. Maybe it was something like that.
Sensorites are aliens. Yeah, no, I agree with
you. They are. Yeah. Salation.
Alpha Centauri. Yeah.
I'm thinking like a producer. They've got to offset the cost of the Macra and the mana sets and all that sort of thing. So they just bring the Salation costume out of stock. Oh, we probably haven't had Master Plan.
Probably not. So
Yeah. Well, a costume like Salation, I mean, it's a body stocking with bubbles on it. That's
Yeah.
it look like that.
So they spend a little while kind of searching for this solution.
Or Zill from Trial, Blake 7 episode Trial. Very clearly a woman in a body stocking, with not much to make it not look like a body stocking.
Yeah, indeed.
Kind of like Bok.
Head.
Yeah.
Bok, I think Bok's head's great, but the rest of it literally is just a body stocking with some wings on it. Kind of really, guys, you couldn't just like put a bit of latex on it and paint it a bit stone-like.
Give it a stone effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unconvincing. Yeah. Okay. So well, whoever this lady is, they kind of they eventually find her. But they can't find their way back. They're kind of stuck there. They're kind of running through this area.
Hang on, she's got to be human, hasn't she? Because she's a descendant from.
She's got to be. She's a
descendant
descendant. Yeah. Okay. So they kind of they hide in an echo of the house for a while.
I think she's played by Valerie Singleton, who's decided to have a go at acting after Peter Purvis said, "Go on, Doctor Who. Seriously, they'll have anyone."
Is this while he was having her?
Well, no, not specifically you. Obviously, Patrick Troughton would have been having her at this point. And him. And the set.
And the Macra.
And the Macra, just a mad Troughton frenzy. Dear God, it was carnage.
They're getting pursued. They're getting pursued by Macra through this place. And then they kind of find the rope. They find Ben's rope. And they send back Hiller and Jamie. But that's when the portal closes behind them and the Doctor's there on his own.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, we get scenes basically with the Doctor getting threatened by Macra. I'm not quite sure what the companions are doing at this point. In the original version, Clara is persuading the TARDIS to help her. Not at all 60s.
That's not going to happen. No,
it's not going to happen.
They're not even going to bother going anywhere near the TARDIS. They can't even get into the TARDIS. Well, she can't either. But
I don't know why they do it really, because all they need to do is open the portal again, and then Emma can do that for them. So
well, maybe a Macra invades and like smashes a bit of machinery. And so the Prof's got to rebuild it in record time because the only other person who could do it is the Doctor. So there's a bit of kind of everyone going, "Come on, Prof, you can do it."
Yeah.
All that sort of bit.
Yeah.
And go, going, Prof, I believe in you, and all that sort of bit.
Jamie's there with the pom poms. Go, Prof, go.
Jamie's there with the pom poms. Yeah, pom poms and a label. I know, it's really serious. So yeah. It's all. I think it's all action. I think they beat off the Macra.
We got to have, well, we got to have some kind of Macra encounter at this point. Some kind of Macra.
Yeah, Jamie and Ben are keeping the Macra at bay.
Yeah. With pom poms.
With pom poms.
And claymores.
Yeah.
Macra just turned out to have a weird version of pom poms.
Yeah.
He was one of the natural predators on Macra World.
I'm just thinking that they're prying them off the ceiling, you know.
I don't think we're going to be seeing them on the ceiling that often.
Probably not in the 60s. No.
At all. Unless it's very obvious model shots.
Yeah.
So the Macra smashes the machinery, and they have to. Prof has to rebuild the machinery with the help of Polly.
Yeah.
Who knows a thing or two because of Professor Brett.
Yeah, and lashings of coffee.
Lashings of coffee. Tons of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Polly work for Professor Brett? I mean, she was kind of...
Didn't she?
Well, in our version, she was in...
Oh, yeah, she was, wasn't she? Clever thing.
Yeah, she was working for Harmony Shoal.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's put it out there.
Maybe they're just kind of... They can't get it fixed, and like suddenly Dandy Nichols, who's sitting there with a cup of tea, kind of goes, what you want to do is bypass the transistors.
Nice.
And suddenly reveals she has this incredible knowledge of science.
Never actually gets up to help though, just sits in the armchair with a cup of tea and says, right, do this, do that. Now connect it to that. There you go.
Professor's going, shut up, you silly moo.
Well, that's when Alf comes back from the alternative dimension. We're keeping that. That was a great gag. We'll actually get Warren Mitchell in for a sort of 2-second appearance. It's fantastic. Doctor Who and connection with withering social satire. Absolutely, that's going to happen.
Yeah, we get scenes with the Doctor basically going to the Macra, chase me. Yeah, but obviously they eventually rescue him, I guess. I mean, they find ways. They find ways to get him out, and
maybe they boost power with the TARDIS or something like that.
You know what? Let's use Hilla. Hilla can be some kind of electronics genius because she's from the future.
There we go.
And they just don't use her in the original version. She just doesn't get nothing. She gets nothing to do up to this point.
Excellent. Peter Jeffrey, Valerie Singleton, and who else to fix it?
No, Christine Kruger.
Dandy Nichols.
Dandy Nichols.
And Dandy Nichols. Yeah. Mint.
So I guess the portal collapses and that's it. They've kind of no, they haven't, because there's loads of Macra in the house. They need to do something else.
Yeah. I think they come face to face. I think the Doctor says, right, there's only one thing left to do, talk. And he approaches the Macra, and the Macra calm the fuck down and go, look, there's one of us trapped in there. We're a kind of communal species. We can't just leave one behind. She goes, no, of course you can't.
No crab left behind. Yeah.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
She is the mate of 3 of us. And also
she's the Macra
two of us as mother. It's very complicated with Queen. It's very complicated with
He's the Macra Queen.
We could rewrite the Doctor Who encyclopedia from the early 80s by Jean-Marc Lofficier completely with the Prime Ram version. The entry on the Macras is like 3 times as long, you know.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah. We can have lots of separate entries for different types of Macra and stealth Macra.
Yeah, the stealth Macra and all that sort of thing. Yeah,
security Macra Queens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then analyze them in our version of the unfolding text.
Nice semiotic thickness.
Performance codes. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I've never read that book, by the way.
I have read it once.
You have read it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a quite interesting section. They get to go on set for Kinder.
Yeah.
And there's lots of behind the scenes reporting from the set of Kinder, which is it's worth that if nothing else. I think a lot of it was over my head. I think a lot of it I just wasn't interested in, whether it was over my head or not. I was just kind of blah blah.
So what do they say about Kinder? They talk about the sexual tension between Matthew Waterhouse and Peter Greenway.
No. They talked about leaves, obviously laws and things like that being problematic, as far as I recall. That's the thing. No, nothing about sexual tension.
No, it's probably been much to hope for.
If I remember rightly, it was actually written as a kind of academic text, wasn't it? But
I think so.
Doctor Who fans, being Doctor Who fans, all went, "Oh, I must buy that." I don't know what it means, but
probably didn't do their pockets any harm,
I imagine not.
Quite a canny move.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're getting towards the end of this story. In that case, if they do a deal with the Macra, that is pretty much it.
Deal with the Macra. I think it's one of those commonly used. It's kind of like, don't judge by appearances.
Yeah,
the crab only angry.
The original ends very suddenly, doesn't it?
It does. It's kind of It
does. Could do with a bit more breathing space.
The kind of the crooked man in it. Then there's this kind of love story with another one that's in the house.
Yeah,
it was kind of tacked on the end. Stephen Moffat wanted to kind of change things a little bit.
Yeah.
So it comes out of nowhere really, and it doesn't make a lot of sense because they're in different time streams. How did one of them end up there? It's baffling how that's supposed to work.
Maybe we get the Macra reunion in this version where they kind of get back together.
Oh, we get a nice sort of Macra wedding at the end.
It's good to see you again. Yes, it's good to see you again.
I think they can only afford one.
Put one of them in a wedding dress and they go down the aisle.
It'll be cutaways. It'll be you'll never see them together in one shot.
Yeah. I will now disperse my eggs so that you can fertilize them.
Another one. Another Macra there, just wiping a tear away from their eye.
I don't know how.
It's so romantic.
That was an egg at one time.
Arms really long.
Give me a hanky. Oh, I tore it. So yeah, well, we get some stuff with Emma and the prof. We establish that Hiller's their descendant, obviously. Yeah, that's about it. There's nothing really very interesting that happens. This is kind of, that's
we're
it.
ending on a Macra wedding. That's vastly interesting.
Yeah, that's much better.
That's much better. Excellent, strong ending. Jamie dances the Highland Fling, and they all happily dance off back to the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Great.
Excellent. The end.
Explainment. So this is unfair competition for me because I mean it's Patrick Crown, it's got all this stuff, and it's got Dandy Nichols, it's got a plethora of Macra lore. Obviously, I prefer our version.
I think I agree. I think it might be better.
Yeah. I do think, I mean, we were sitting there about how suddenly it ends. It does feel really rushed to me.
Yeah.
It feels like a
I like
story.
Hyde. I like Hyde. It was nice to see it again. Not watch it often. There's not much to it.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable episode, but yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot.
I think a lot of it is in the actors and in the direction.
Yeah.
Nicely shot, nicely done, you know. Yeah.
No, we give the plot a bit of room to breathe, and yeah, I think it might.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of a lost classic. I mean, it's a shame we haven't got it anymore.
Indeed. There's a few clips and there's a few censor clips.
Yeah.
Right then. It's William Hartnell.
Again?
Again?
Jeez. All right.
In story 164.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a 10. Let's have a look. Get there. Right, okay. So Hartnell in. No, we've already done this. The Empty Child, the Doctor Dances. So try again.
Yeah, and it was with Hartnell as well.
It was with Hartnell, yeah.
170.
170.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, some effort into that.
School Union.
Hartnell.
With Hartnell.
That can only be Ian and Barbara then. That's season 3, and they reunite with Ian and Barbara.
And K9.
K9 is problematic.
Yeah.
Yes.
K9. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Next week, school reunion with William Hartnell. And if you were at school with William Hartnell, you must be very old by now. We're not quite as old. I've been Paul Ferry, and I've been joined by Barry Williams.
Bye.
And Rupert Booth.
Good night.
And yes, that's it. Join us again for another time round. We'd like to thank Ben Jones for our music. If you want to go on Twitter, Roop is at Rupert Booth, Baz is at Baz Timeram, and I'm at Paul Ferry 8. You can also find Baz and I on Tumblr. We have our own webpage, www.timeram.com. What else is there? Something else, isn't there?
Patreon, probably a good thing to mention.
Oh, yeah, Patreon. Yeah, if you want to give us some money on Patreon, you can have things. Tell us what you want, and we'll try and get it to you.
We'll turn up at your doorstep and sing you a song.
Yeah, we do personal appearances, you know, weddings, bar mitzvahs, that sort of thing. Because we're time bound.
We're fantastic at funerals. Seriously, book us.
No family event complete.
Yeah,
Yes.
Everything you need to send off your dearly beloved 3 middle-aged men rambling about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just
think of the atmosphere. Think of the memories.
Yes.
Think of the incoherent ramblings.
So, until then, next time, not the funeral. Until then, we've been Time Ram. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Good.
Nice. What happens to Hiller?
Hey?
What happens to Hiller?
What happens to Hiller? I don't know.
You
I
stay
mean,
there.
that's a really good question. I don't know what happens to Hitler.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to decide what happens to Hitler, please go ahead, because from the
I
original,
think
I've not
she
got a
calls
clue.
for a Macra as well.
Right.
It's like Perry and Nicarnos.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, didn't see that coming, but there you go.
So it's a picture of her with a macra in the kind of heart-shaped.
Well,
Yeah.
she's at the
Pink.
wedding. The Macra
Video
bride
effect.
chucks the bouquet
Ah,
over her carapace,
catches it.
and she catches it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Excellent.
catches another Macra's eye. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I am well.
To differentiate him from the other macra, he's got a moustache.
Excellent.
She's there going, yeah, I like a crab in a moustache.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah,
Really
I like
floats
it.
my boat.
Gives you now authority. Yes.
Did you want to scuttle out with me?
Strong ending.
Direction point! Direction point!
A Doctor Who podcast network.